see ya. Do you know why you're here?
Bad luck, I guess.
Rockstar Games is developing Grand Theft Auto 6, set in a reimagined version of Vice City, first introduced in GTA, Vice City. This new iteration will feature a sprawling metropolis with diverse districts, beaches, and urban environments. A key feature of GTA 6 will be multiple protagonists, similar to GTA 5. The story follows a young criminal rising through the underworld, facing betrayal and action-packed challenges, while exploring deep character arcs from crime lords to street-level gangsters. GTA 6 will feature enhanced AI, improved combat, and a dynamic open world. NPCs will engage in natural behavior, with real-time weather systems bringing the city to life. The game also boasts new physics, dynamic driving mechanics, and more player interaction with the environment. Slated for release in late 2025, GTA 6 is expected to be one of the most revolutionary open-world games. Ghost of YOTEI, developed by Sucker Punch Productions, is a sequel to Ghost of Tsushima, set in a fictionalized version of Hokkaido, Japan. While not labeled as Ghost of Tsushima 2, it builds on the original's world and gameplay. The game introduces a new female protagonist who plays a key role in the narrative. Set in harsh wintry landscapes, Ghost of YOTEI will feature new biomes, enemies, and supernatural horror elements, including elemental magic and mystical creatures from Japanese folklore. A dual protagonist system, similar to the Iki Island DLC, will allow players to control the female protagonist and Jin Sakai, who appears later in the game. Expected for release in late 2025, Ghost of YOTEI retains the original's combat mechanics, stealth, and exploration while introducing new tools and abilities to deepen the gameplay.
This thing of ours, it's a brotherhood.
Hangar 13 is developing Mafia, Old Country, a prequel to the Mafia series set in the 1920s. The game will explore the rise of organized crime through the eyes of a former farmer turned criminal, navigating Prohibition-era America's underworld, dealing with bootleggers, politicians, and law enforcement. Expect the same immersive narrative and open-world gameplay as previous Mafia titles, with an emphasis on story-driven missions and moral ambiguity. The game will feature detailed environments, allowing players to explore cities, interact with NPCs, and engage in shootouts. Set in a historically accurate world, the game will capture the 1920s atmosphere with Art Deco style, jazz music, and vintage cars. The story will tackle themes of loyalty, power, and corruption, with tough decisions affecting the narrative. Mafia, Old Country is set for release in mid-2025. Monster Hunter Wilds, developed by Capcom, is the latest entry in the series, set in a new world with vast biomes like jungles, deserts, tundras, and swamplands. The monsters are bigger and more dangerous, offering a fresh challenge for veteran hunters. A key feature is the new multiplayer experience, allowing hunting parties of up to 10 members for more strategic hunts. Players can specialize in roles like damage, healing, or crowd control. The game will introduce new monsters and deeper ecosystem exploration, with players using the environment to set traps and take down beasts. New weapon types, including magical elements, add complexity to combat. Scheduled for release in late 2025, Monster Hunter Wilds promises an expansive world, deeper co-op mechanics, and thrilling monster hunting gameplay. Doom Dark Ages marks a significant departure from the traditional Doom formula, taking the series into a more medieval fantasy setting. Developed by ID Software, Dark Ages blends the brutal combat of Doom with the sword and sorcery style of medieval fantasy. The Doom Slayer, now reimagined as a knight, must battle against dark forces in a world ravaged by demons and dark magic. In this new setting, players will wield both traditional guns and powerful magical abilities, creating a hybrid combat experience. The game will feature large, open levels with brutal hand-to-hand combat, strategic use of magic, and intense arena-based battles. The dark fantasy setting will also introduce new types of enemies, such as necromancers, undead knights, and mythical beasts, alongside the classic Doom demons. The game is expected to feature a deeper storyline than previous entries, with the Doom Slayer's past and his connection to the world of magic being explored. Expect brutal, fast-paced combat alongside exploration and puzzle-solving in this fresh take on the Doom franchise. Doom Dark Ages is slated for release in late 2025. Borderlands 4, developed by Gearbox Software, promises to continue the series' signature mix of irreverent humor, fast-paced shooting, and RPG elements. Set on a new planet, the game will introduce new characters and, of course, a vast array of new weapons, vehicles, and loot. The narrative will continue from the previous game, with the Vault Hunters facing off against new threats that could alter the fate of the entire universe. One of the biggest additions to Borderlands 4 is a more expansive open world, with new biomes, more diverse environments, and an even bigger roster of enemies. Players will be able to customize their characters more than ever before, with more skill trees, abilities, and equipment upgrades. The story will revolve around new villains, each with their own unique motives and personalities, and players will be forced to make tough moral choices as they traverse the chaotic world of Pandora. Scheduled for release in mid-2025, Borderlands 4 is set to deliver the next big chapter in the beloved franchise, with deeper customization, a vast new world, and of course, tons of loot. Little Nightmares 3 is the third installment in the atmospheric puzzle platformer series, developed by Tarsia Studios. The game will introduce a new pair of protagonists who are trapped in a nightmarish world filled with strange, disturbing creatures and puzzles that must be solved to progress. As with the previous games, Little Nightmares 3 will have a strong emphasis on atmosphere, environmental storytelling, and stealth-based gameplay. The game will introduce cooperative play, where players can switch between the two characters to solve puzzles and evade terrifying enemies. The environments will be even more haunting and surreal, with a mix of whimsical and creepy elements. The tone will remain unsettling, with a focus on childlike innocence contrasted against horrific imagery. Little Nightmares 3 is set to release in late 2025 and is expected to be another chilling chapter in the Little Nightmares series. Metroid Prime 4 is one of the most highly anticipated games from Nintendo, continuing the beloved Metroid Prime series that blends first-person exploration, action, and puzzle-solving in an alien world. The game is set to follow Samus Aran, who once again finds herself battling against dangerous alien forces. The gameplay will continue to focus on Samus's solitary journey through vast, mysterious environments, uncovering secrets and fighting off hostile creatures while engaging in combat using a variety of weapons and upgrades. The game is expected to maintain the iconic Metroid atmosphere, with an emphasis on exploration and environmental storytelling, allowing players to experience a rich and immersive world. One of the main selling points of Metroid Prime 4 is its promise to expand on the series' combat mechanics, while delivering a fresh experience with updated visuals and a more fluid control system. The game's development has been highly secretive, but it's clear that Nintendo is putting a lot of effort into perfecting this entry, aiming to deliver a modern classic that stays true to what fans love about the series. As of now, Metroid Prime 4 is expected to be released in late 2025, marking the return of one of the most celebrated gaming franchises of all time.